Howdy, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in Monster Noire, part short, brutish, and something else I've already forgotten. So, today is April 28th, 2021, and you are loved. That is a very important thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of these games. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, including full playthroughs of Ghosts of Saltmarsh, Curse of Strahd, Tomb of Annihilation, Waterdeep Dragon Heist, and many, many more to come. We upload new content about 3 times every week, sometimes 4 if we're playing Monster Noire. We are also available anywhere audio casts are found for free. So if you are more of an audio inclined individual, you can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to patreon.com/indooradventures, you can check up on our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from the community, but also from each other. So if you have any questions for myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to join us in that after show, and we will do our best to respond in kind. But if you already support us on Patreon, you already support us on YouTube and Twitch and all of those other wonderful spaces, and you're trying to think to yourself, well, where can I go to help support this fantastic show even more? Guess what, buddy? I got your back. Quite literally, in fact, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, throw pillows, and most importantly, we also have Tia masks. That's right, we have masks with the symbol of Tiamat upon them, done up in all 5 of the Dragon Queen's glorious chromatic colors, with a design by our very own Cyberwolf 1201, with all of the proceeds going to help support Doctors Without Borders. So if you would like to help support a good cause or help support the show, you can again go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. That is indooradventure, no S at the end, .redbubble.com. But that is it for my opening spiel. So, hey, Satan, who you playing today?
Hi, everyone. My name's Satan, and today I'll be playing Lilith, the vampire mobster.
And Danae, who you playing?
Oh, I'm sorry. Hi, everybody. I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. I'm going to be playing as Dimitri, and he's a werewolf type critter. It's a condition.
I'm Jen. I go by she, her. I'm playing Ingrid, a mystical creature out of Germany, and she goes by she, her.
And I am the indoor adventurer, he, him, and tonight I shall be playing as King Arthur, the disenfranchised king. Well, he's one and true, so might as well. Also uses he, him.
Hello, King of the Britons. Hi, folks. Greybeard of Greybeard's Tavern. And tonight we'll be playing Monster Noire, a game we made up. And it's mostly improv. And we've been playing it forever now, even though it was a one-shot, because we loved it so much. So, with that, like I said, very improvisational, set in a mystical world of, Hellboy, Supernatural, all that with the veil is there, and there's monsters and creatures running around, but most normal people can't see them. They're cab drivers and, hummingbirds and instead of pixies, that kind of thing. With that, last time we left off, our vampire and King Arthur were trying to we're with Ingrid and Dimitri, and they met a significant historical figure in a beer hall, and didn't kill Hitler. So they didn't know he was going to be Hitler yet. Anyway, they'll be moving on from there to France, where they met effectively the latest incarnation of Merlin, which happens to be the the son of, that would be a twist. We'll work on that.
Next time it'll be a daughter, I'm sure.
Next time. The vampire mobster's adopted son, who had been transformed and then retransformed and soul stolen.
He went
It's a
through a
big mess.
lot.
Yeah, it's very, because it's very improv, it's very dark shadows. Crazy stuff happens, and sometimes the things don't mesh, though I think we've done a pretty good job, right? I mean,
I think
nobody's
so.
nobody's called us out, and not even ourselves,
Yeah.
really. So then we're doing great.
It's our game. We can do what we want. It's
Yeah.
fine.
What are they gonna
Ooh, I
do? Check
won.
the rule book? Good luck on that one.
There is none.
Considering it's a single sheet on a Google Doc. All right. At some point, we should maybe throw that out there in the world of one-page games.
Yeah.
All right. Love you guys. Let's get at it. From where exactly did we leave off? We left off
We were just
talking-
transported into Wales
Perfect.
because
Yes.
that's where Beltane supposedly was.
Right. Okay. And you made the journey already? Or were you headed there?
Jean transported us there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
At least that's what you would have us believe. Whether or not
Right.
that's
Whoa,
correct.
maybe it was a dream.
Well, I mean, like
Whoa.
if narratively we need to make some to have
Yeah.
some travels, like maybe there's like a certain place that only one
Well,
place he could have teleported us to.
And we have to travel.
I had an adventure, so I can't believe that I said you were already there. I think that there was he was teleporting you, and you shouldn't have been there yet, because
Then
like I
something
said,
wrong happened with
I
the
ju-
teleportation.
Yeah.
No mind.
yeah, well, you were
Because
supposed to.
may- because maybe somebody was messing with your magical ley lines and such.
You were supposed to get tripped up on the trail in the Fey, the Fey realms, because you had Ingrid with you, and Ingrid would be kind of your like, oh no, this is right, this is how this works, or this is she could kind of be your guide there. So let's say, even if I did end you, I usually watch the last few minutes of the show just so I can pick up improv wise. Also, too, it triggers my old brain.
I could be misremembering. Don't trust my.
Okay. All right. So you have stepped into the circle, and Jean has cast the spell. You've entered the Fey realm. Again, time is funky here, so we'll see what happens when you get to the other side. It's a misty place that you're currently in, kind of a dark forest, and you hear howls in the background. Ingrid, is Ingrid from the Fae?
No,
Or is
she was
she a
born.
Fae?
Well, the way she's created by many different aspects. She's not necessarily Fae. She is of the supernatural. She's more of a MacGuffin in fairy tales rather than an actual creature of substance in fairy tales.
Perfect. Okay. All right. So yeah, the half ensconced, because nobody else. Maybe Arthur a little bit. So these dark wood walnut trees and mist and fog. There is a path. What do you do?
Bullshit.
It's not gonna lie, it's been a while since I've been here last. Don't remember it being nearly as cloudy, though.
Technically, I'm not supposed to be here since I'm undead, but who cares? If I
Are
die
there
in the
shrugs?
Feywilds, do I die in real life? I guess we'll find
Oh
out.
yes, no, you most certainly do. That is 110% how that works. It's not like another you hanging out on the material, just like sitting around waiting for you to get back, and then they're like, oh, check the time. No, You just die here, you weirdo.
Dear, I know. I was trying to lighten the mood.
Dimitri's gonna sniff around for trouble, and like I imagine, there's all kinds of like magical pollen and dust in the air. It just makes him sneeze. He's just gonna sneeze all over Arthur's leg. Just
Oh.
Lilith's just gonna pet his head. Good boy.
Dog snot. Yeah, and as as you say, it's not like your body's out there and blah blah blah. You see this individual dressed in like Edwardian clothes with a ruff and such, and he's holding a spoon that is bent over, and there seems to be this long silver cord, this thread stretched out, and he seems to be wandering through the through the woods.
Sir, ma'am, sorry, or neither. Person.
Well, wait, yes. And they look down at the spoon, and the spoon bends a little.
Where are you heading?
I'm just trying to get out of here. I've, I got in here, I don't know, maybe a couple days ago.
Mm. Sure, a couple
been
days
dumb.
ago. Yes. And what exactly is that string and that spoon supposed to do?
Well, this is my focus. Holding up the spoon, and this, and they and it sounds like a piano chord kind of thing. That's my astral tether. That's connected. Wait a minute. Where are you all from?
Not here.
Germany.
Nowhere in particular. Let's say Russia.
boof.
Amsterdam.
and then they appear to notice that Dimitri has a dog head, and and then Ingrid, let's do that real quick because it's only once a month. Ingrid, why don't you start us off? What do you look like?
Ingrid currently is in her animalish shape form, so she has a head of a rabbit, body of a duck, tail of a weasel this time instead of a beaver or a rabbit. And she's just kind of watching all this kind of play out and pats Dimitri gently.
Is she diminutive?
Yeah, she's very small. She's only as big as a flopped ear rabbit.
That's what I was remembering. That's why I want to say that. Dimitri, what are we seeing when we catch you?
Is it day or is it night?
Well, I assume
I mean, time
will...
also works weird in the Feywild.
Right. So I'm gonna let you choose because it's you can't tell here currently. I mean, there's like light, but it's all through fog light.
Right,
It's like the
okay.
fog is the light itself.
I want to say that, like, in the Feywild, he switches back and forth between his day and evening selves, just seemingly at random, and it's just
Every time
him...
he sneezes.
Oh, baby. It's him just reacting to the inherent strange magics of the Fae. So, like, currently, I'll say that he's in his Samoyed form, which is just a big, poofy, like, white Siberian snow dog. But, like, at some point, like, perhaps as he steps through the dappled sunlight coming down through the leaves, he'll transform into his more humanoid form, which is basically from the neck down a strapping young Russian lad, but from the head up, unfortunately, still that Samoyed head.
Arthur?
Arthur has I guess if they're in the Feywild, you probably see like a heavenly corona around him at pretty much all times. He hates it. He does not want anything to do with this anymore. And similarly, I think that similar to the Hellboy comics, where Hellboy has like this little floaty crown above him, a la Fairly Odd Parents, I think Arthur has the same thing going on. That he just like he can't get rid of, no matter how much he tried.
Oh, look, we have a light.
He is a disheveled individual. At least he tries to be, but like no matter how much he tussles his hair, it always sort of like writes itself into a perfect coif. His beard, like if he like scraggles it up, like fills it with soup, like just tries to make himself look like as dirty and dingy as possible. He always ends up like reverting back to this very stately King Arthur that he just does. He's tired of being.
Perfect. And Lilith?
Lilith, unlike her usual, the way she was before this whole adventure in Russia, where she would be glitz glam in dresses, she's actually wearing trousers, high-waisted trousers with a button-up shirt, first few buttons undone, a very nice necklace, like long necklace. Her hair is not done perfectly, but left in natural waves and like half pinned back. But she has suspenders, a jacket that she's like kind of thrown over her shoulder, and she still has her perfect red lipstick, but she doesn't have extreme makeup like she used to have. It's a more natural face.
Amazing is what you're saying. She looks amazing. Okay. High heels, shoes, boots.
Ooh, it'd be because she knew that we're traveling. I think they would be boots that she would be wearing.
Okay. All right. I was asking because the high heel thing here in the forest would be something
She could
interesting.
still do it.
It would be interesting to play
She
off
could
of.
still do it.
I know, and I wanted to ask. Okay. As you guys know, I see it in my head. I don't. Anyway. So the Edwardian is. You're from here?
No.
Well, where are your chords? And he points back to his silver piano wire.
She looks around to see if she has a cord.
She doesn't.
Oh, well, shit. Well, I don't know.
Is that cord just like trailing off into the woods?
Yeah, it just sort of goes off into until you can't see it.
Dimitri's gonna like sniff at it and then just start following it.
Okay. All right. For the rest of you, Dimitri bounds off into the fog, and you can no longer see Dimitri.
Dimitri, no, come back.
Hi.
Here,
Just
she'll
lost your
pat her
dog.
thigh. Dimitri.
Oh, he does
What
that
are
from
the
time to
rules of
time.
these?
Give
rules of the
me. You do have dog senses. Yeah, we're gonna go with brains.
Oh, no.
I know. Sorry.
That's hilarious. Well, that's an 8.
All right. Let me, open the character sheet.
In the meantime, Lilith is just going to like bend down and like offer to pick up Ingrid so she doesn't get lost too.
Ingrid climbs up on your shoulder. So, what are the rules here? Can I touch things, take things?
No, so don't take anything that hasn't been given to you freely. That's important. Don't give anybody
Tosses
your
a rock.
name.
Okay.
You can touch things up to your discretion. Things may happen. Everybody here tells the truth in a very lying way.
Okay.
dance around the truth. Look more to what they say. Read between the lines. Don't trust people generally.
They're like a
Gotcha.
handful of good fae. So, but they won't tell you if they are the good fae or not. You sort of just have to like
You have to
figure it
figure it
out.
out.
It's
Yeah.
not a really easy time doing it, that's for sure. But if they start talking in a way that's not exactly pleasing, I got a sword that will hopefully sort things out.
You're
Hopefully.
going to challenge the Fey courts to a fight?
Well, what are they going to do? I am the one true king. They have to respect me.
No, they don't.
And
You're in their territory, King of the Pits.
the Edwardian immediately, but my
He
lord,
already-
Oh,
takes a
damn
knee.
it. This is exactly
Give
why I
someone
went
your
to Russia.
name.
No, I didn't. What about you? What's your name?
To the Edwardian.
Yeah.
He actually says, Edward.
Good, you're learning. Did you actually give anybody else your name, dear?
I have the couple days I've been here, I've not seen anyone.
Oh dear, it's been a bit longer than a couple days.
Oh,
And that's just, you know, he gets the Spock look kind of thing. Like,
Don't worry about it. Where's Dimitri? Dimitri!
we should probably follow him before he gets lost. He used to do this a couple times back, when, when we lived in the shack, but he always came back home.
I feel like this is offensive, but I feel like we should put maybe a leash on him while we're here.
No. Big no on the leash, letting you know that right now.
I don't mean to be offensive, but I just don't really want anybody to get lost.
No, leashes are bad. You want like a harness on him, so that way, like, it's not like a
Okay.
choking thing. If he tries to rush forward, it's more.
Well, yeah,
like
that's what I
he's
was thinking, like a
stuck.
harness. Yeah.
You do not take Dimitri for a walk. Dimitri takes you for a walk.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Lilith does reverse psychology, puts like a little like bracelet on her that has like a leash type and gives it
Yeah,
to Dimitri.
and then just hand it to him.
Yeah. It's working.
No, we'll have to find him first.
so, Dimitri, you didn't hear them call out for you,
Mhm.
but you are still following that cord.
Mhm.
And it's like stupid foggy, but you know, with your senses, you're not losing the cord.
He just goes for a while.
Okay. And when you guys begin to go after Dimitri, Edward says, you gonna follow this back?
Well, yes, it's the only thing we can follow.
Why? What's at the end of it that we should be worried about?
Many
Well-
things, probably.
With luck, it would be my body back in Cheshire, and I don't know if you can exit. How did you get here?
Oh, Merlin sent us. It's fine. But now, no, a real question for
And
you. Real question for you. Do you not want to find your body? Do you want to be like separated from it?
Well, like I said, I've only been here maybe a couple days, and
About that.
yes, my lord.
Oh, it's going to be. It's a rush. I'll let you find out for yourself.
I mean,
It's
we're
been
all
a-
dressed very differently.
I know, and
Lilith's
he
in a
is,
suit.
and that's why he's like, you're from here. That's why he's asking that kind of a
Mhm.
question.
So what time is it? Like, what year is it for you?
1722.
Yep, same.
Okay.
Just checking.
Lilith's just gonna keep walking, but like her fingers like trailing the piano chord, so it makes a little like humming noise. But she's
Nice.
like, "Ugh." I don't think
Nice.
you want him to get back to his body.
Dimitri, your what form were you in?
He was in dog form before, but as it is the feywild, he could literally switch
Okay.
depending on what fits the narrative best.
All right, but currently dog form at this very moment.
Sure.
Okay. Give me a moxie roll. No, yep, moxie roll.
Oh my goodness. I don't think I've seen this dice roll anything but a 6. That's 9.
Okay. You hear something chitter and squeak to your right.
Is it a squirrel like sound?
It's very squirrel-like.
Like it's gonna he's basically sniffing along the line and just kind of going in a straight line. Then like his head like pops up, looking, searching, scanning, squirrel.
And then you hear it skittering along a tree.
It's gonna sniff and see if he sniffs squirrel.
Hmm.
Smell squirrel.
Fortitude?
Okay. It's another 9.
Okay. Definite squirrel.
Hmm.
First animal you've heard or anything here.
All right. Interesting. He's gonna kind of give like a little boof, like calling out to the squirrel to see if it will react to him in the way that a squirrel would.
All right, charm.
Okay. Goodness. It's another 9.
Okay.
You could always put one forward with luck points.
So you and you hear a little, squeak, and then nothing.
It's gonna look back down again, make sure that line is still there.
Yeah, it's still right there.
Okay. Continues following the line.
All right. Okay. Okay. So the big question is, back to the other party? You want Edward to follow you?
If he wants.
Okay. So you're just walking down his line,
Yep.
and Ingrid, you're being carried by Lilith.
One
Arthur?
hand on the string, one hand scratching her head.
Yeah, I think Arthur will probably be like, all right, well, you can either just go back to spending days upon days upon days upon days of never seeing anybody or talking to anybody and wandering around through the mist, or, I mean, you could just follow us.
I believe my finding you, my lord, must be a sign.
Oh, don't start. You could just call me Arthur. It's fine. Just first name. No king, no your lordship, none of that. I don't want it. Just Arthur. It's fine. I'll call you Eddie. There, it sounds like we're more on like a first name basis with each other.
Yeah, yes, my lord.
No, Eddie,
Arthur,
we've been through this.
Arthur, yes.
Come
Alright.
on, King Arthur. We're
Ed-
gonna get lost in the fog.
Eddie.
Yes, Eddie. How about this? How about I'll call you my squire. Would that help you?
That would be a quite an and He's
You're not
technically
helping,
he's
Arthur.
technically too old to be a squire, but
That's
you're
fine.
fucking king.
Yeah.
So he's like, why, of course. And he does a little curtsy, and then he pulls it back together, and then he for a second, when he does the curtsy and all, he shimmers, and the wire goes like a piano note, zings down the line. Lilith, you feel the vibration. Dimitri, you hear the and it goes off into the distance.
Can I do a sort of insight check on Eddie?
Sure.
What would that be?
Brains.
Brains. 9 on the die plus 110.
Right.
I want to know if he's fey or not. He's fucking with us.
He is not fey. As a matter of fact, you're pretty sure this is Edward. I've suddenly lost what number he's supposed to be. I've either got my years wrong or not. He's supposed to be Edward the Black. So, but you recognize him. You literally, he tried to take over from Richard the Lionhearted.
He's the eldest son of Edward III of England, so I think he would be Edward IV.
That sounds correct. I completely didn't have time to do my homework today, so I'm half remembering from ancient times, from like 35 years ago when I was a medieval studies major.
But he's actually been here for quite a long time. If he's Edward the Black Prince,
yes, because it would be like
it was
1400s?
13. He was born 1330. So.
Okay. Yes. So he's been here a very long time.
I think James was on the Scottish throne at the time. I don't know. There's so many of them.
Yeah, and that's it too. That's like I said, wanted to do homework, didn't get there. Hearing the noise, what do you do, Dimitri?
He's gonna like turn around, like boof back at his buddies to see if they can hear him.
You hear no answer, or you receive no answer, and you guys don't hear Dimitri.
Can I do like a low whistle? Since I know the frequency of like a piano seems to like reach through, kind of try to match that frequency with like a whistle.
Sure. What would that be? Some kind of talent?
Charm. Oh, Moxie.
Moxie.
I don't know.
Good try, vampire.
9.
Okay. Yeah, you whistle, and the silver cord seems to shimmer a little, like it's picking up the resonance of the note, but it doesn't sound out. And as you guys are walking along, Edward is again focusing on the silver spoon he's carrying, and every once in a while the spoon will straighten or bend.
What's the difference between your spoon straightening and your spoon bending?
It's a matter of focus. I must remain focused on the spoon. That's the appearance of Arthur has thrown me a bit, and I was afraid that my tether may snap.
Well then, why don't you focus on that spoon and we'll keep following your tether.
Sounds delightful. Thank you. And did any of you introduce yourselves?
Nope.
Arthur did.
I did, yeah.
Yeah. And he goes to use your name, and he's like, I do not believe we've
You may call me Lily.
Lily. Yes. Good.
Yeah.
Does Arthur actually chuckle?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Because he's heard her be called like Miss Lilith and Oh Lilith, like always the front name. This is the first time he's ever heard her being like, you can call me Lily. Like, so him just be like, like he is going to be calling you that until the day he dies, which is forever.
Which is forever. And your pet? Looking at Ingrid.
Ingrid disappears off of Lilith's shoulder and stalks Edward in the face. First of all, I'm not a pet. Second of all, I'm
She's
more
very much
powerful
her
than
own
you.
person.
Second of all, I am German. That's my name.
Your name is German.
Germany
Is it
didn't
pronounced
exist
like in
at the time,
Spanish?
so you know.
It's like an actual name, like Herman.
Yeah. Yeah. So what, 1858 or something when Germany became a place?
Yeah.
Please give me a brawn roll.
Woo. 13.
Okay, a very controlled sock in the face, and but he never lets go of that spoon.
German, it's not nice to punch people, and he has to focus on that spoon.
He's been
Yes.
dead for a while, you know.
He's not dead.
But what?
Don't worry about it. You just focus on that spoon. You're not dead. You're right here. We're talking to you, aren't we? German, get back on my shoulder, please.
Pops over to Lilith's shoulder.
Yeah, all right.
Tell him.
So
Tell him.
as it will continue if you're going to continue talking. 'cause
No,
we're
that was just
moving.
it.
Okay. Dimitri, give me one more Moxie roll.
All right. Oh, that one's a 5.
Ooh, okay. All right.
I want to say that, like, having not received a response from his companions, he's gonna like stop where he is, and rather than go forward or go back, and like when we cut back to him, he's in his humanoid form.
Okay.
Rather than go forward or go back, he's gonna sit down, kind of pick up the cord, and then give it a little twang.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So yeah. It's taut. It's taut. So you just kind of pluck it. All right.
Yep.
Bing. You know. And you got a 5 on Moxie?
Yep.
Yeah. So the noise, you look back the way you thought you were going, and you pluck it, but the noise goes the other way. So you don't know if you're turned around or if, because plucking it, you would think from this point would go both directions.
And if he like plucks it a few more times, it always goes in the same direction.
I'm gonna say at this point, yes. And you hear that little squirrel noise, and then it's answered off in a different direction, and then answered again in another direction, and then there's probably, I don't know how quickly Dimitri could count or if he'd click in his head, but more than 24 squeaks from different directions.
Right. I imagine he's just like looking back and forth, and his ears are like twisting to like register all of the different squeaks.
Okay. All right. Yeah. As for the rest of you, you're wandering along, and I think Edward would say, well, my lord, you're hundreds of years old. Is it the Grail? Did the Grail?
Regrettably. You do one thing to impress a few people. You drink out of the Grail. Oh, it sounded like a great time. Next thing I know, well, here I am. Still here.
I'm sort of on a quest of my own.
It's to find the Grail, don't do it. Say that you found it, it wasn't impressive, and go home.
Just a cup. No, anyway, okay, let us find your,
No, what's your quest?
but your dog is missing.
We can walk and talk. This isn't I can do two things at once. I ruled all of England.
That's me laughing, not him laughing.
You might be a little out of practice, and it has been hundreds of years, Arthur.
Thousands. Like a span of time between the 1300s and 1900s. Years.
It's fine. Whatever your quest is, I will help in any way that I can.
You make a lot of promises without enough information, do you?
And?
I think that might be what got you into this whole mess in the first place.
Patience is a virtue. I can make a promise, and if it takes a long time in order to fulfill it, well, the promise is still kept, is it not?
I suppose.
You're immortal, and they'll die. That does not. That's bad politics.
Anyway, what is your quest here?
I was seeking solace and wisdom on what to do about my father and such. And I thought this was a way to get to, and he like looks at all of you, get to the heavens.
Question, Eddie. How exactly did you make it here?
Well, I traded to get this magic spoon.
Right.
I was told to focus, on the spoon, and then I would be transported to a magical land. I assumed some form of heavens, and I believe this must be a limbo that I've stumbled into, and I'm not quite there yet. And
so, who made this deal with you?
Yes.
Oh, and well, I was praying in a chapel, and an angel appeared. They were surrounded in golden light, and they came before me, and I asked them, if they were a servant of our Lord, and they, of course, admitted they were, and we talked.
I have to tell you if you ask.
And wait, angels?
Yeah. If you ask them, if they appear and you ask, "Are you an angel?" they have to tell you if they are or not. That's part of the code.
Was the church on ground that was blessed?
Hollowed ground.
I would assume that it had been consecrated.
Oh dear, never assume things.
One would hope.
One would.
Hmm.
Yes.
Hmm.
But what country was this? Were you in?
England?
And they said they were a servant of the Lord.
Well, yes.
Did you ask what Lord?
Well, the Lord, of course.
Well,
No, did you
no.
specify?
Did they specify?
Well, no. They were an angel.
Um, sure.
With that, Dimitri, the chittering and squeaking has definitely come to fruition. There is probably 100 of these squeaks or more around you in different spatial places. You know, that's sort of, you can't see any of them, but you're hearing that squirrelish from every direction. Everything but down.
All right. Cool. I want to say when we cut back, he's back in his dog form.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we come into the scene where, you know, they're discussing this, and we kind of look to the fog, and then we twist through the fog, and when we come out of the fog, we're hearing the squirrel noises from all directions, and Dimitri's sitting in the what looks like dried autumn leaves in dog form.
He's just like looking around, like wondering what exactly these squirrels want with him.
And as you're looking around, you look up, and one of the actual branches you can see coming out of the fog, a squirrel form scurries out, and it's black, and its eyes are red, and instead of a squeak, it opens its mouth, which is also black, but it's not fur, it's just black
Skiing.
just black
It's like shadow kind of thing.
squirrel form.
Yeah.
Except it's not dull like a shadow. It's more,
Almost like velvet, like it shifts.
yeah, a sheen to it. Not it's not skin. It's not like smooth like skin. Yeah, it's more like
A velvet,
true
yeah.
black velvet.
Yeah.
All right.
And it looks at you with these little beady squirrel eyes, and it opens its maw, which just opens into darkness. There's no tongue, no teeth, and instead of squirrel noise, it makes a like noise, and basically these, we'll call them velvet squirrels, come
The name of an
move-
ex-ska band.
Yeah, there it is. The velvet squirrels come flying from all directions towards you. Dimitri, give me a brawn.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Oh, I don't like that.
I used up all my good rolls. Let's
Did
see.
you?
I kind of did. I've got a 5 here, baby. But I could use one of my luck points to bump it up to a 6 and not fail outright.
Six is still a fail.
It's 7 to 9.
7 to 9.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go ahead and fail it.
Okay.
You
All
have
right.
2 XP points.
Yeah.
Like he's just like sitting there, just kind of like sniffing at this squirrel, and then they all just like.
It'd come from all directions, and we get this very almost comic book version of them coming, because again, they look like they're creatures of shadow. They don't seem to have 3 dimensions, but do. and they're streaking at you from all directions. And yeah, everything pretty much goes black because we see Dimitri go down in a nightmare wave of velvet and writhing darkness, and occasional little beady red eyes in the swarm. And then the squeaky noise begins again, mixed with that hollow roar of like cave echo. And Ingrid, why don't you give me a moxie roll?
He's gonna start borking.
Oh, pork. 11.
Okay. You're currently rabbit ears.
Yep.
All right.
Rabbit ears.
You're currently fine-tuned rabbit ears hear a vibration come down that cord, almost like, you know how when little kids have a couple of tin cans with a string between it, it's almost like that. You're hearing this chitter and this commotion, this cave-like roar through the wire.
I'll kind of tap Lilith's face and then point down to the wire. Hey, it's making sounds. Kingly lords points towards Edward and Arthur.
Let me try
Let's go.
something. Can I do a little bit of magic trick with my shadows and try to, whatever shadow is around me, control it and try to stretch it to kind of look for Dimitri, like following the piano string, but kind of feeling out for Dimitri?
Sure. Charm, I believe your shadows.
I'm a shadow charmer.
It's really hard to gather shadow here because the light kind of comes from the fog from all directions.
Okay.
But we'll see what your abilities bring forth.
Plus 3 is 9, plus another 3 is 12.
Excellent. All right. Yeah, you scoop the shadow from underneath Ingrid's butt, from where they're sitting on you, and the Edward's hands together on the spoon and such. You pull together some shadow, and it crawls down the wire, and it almost like a snake goes down the wire.
You'll see Lilith's eyes turn like completely black.
And you pretty much send it down there, and as it disappears, it seems to be boring like a hole in the fog. And the next thing you know, you guys step into this like clearing of fog. It's always been a clearing around you, but it's almost like two walls came together and the snake bored through it, and then the two became one. And you see Dimitri there. I guess you would see your dog form still in this fight.
At this point, he's transformed into combat mode.
Okay.
Every time you see him, he's in a different form.
Okay, yeah. So again, as this fog spins and the veil, the shroud comes apart and becomes one space. You see, scrapping Russian lad punching shadow squirrels, and they're like flying, and there's these like nips and cuts, almost like razor cuts. They don't look like little bites, but like razor cuts all over Dimitri.
Can I carry that 12 and see if my shadow can sense if they are actual shadows, the squirrels? Like if they're actual shadow beings?
They are not.
Okay.
I will give you, because of your 12, yeah, I'll give you +2 on a brains roll.
Okay. That's not good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So partial success.
Okay.
I rolled a 4.
Yeah, they are not actual shadows. Arthur, you can give me a brains roll also.
Oh God, a brains roll from him. Oh boy.
Stuck here forever.
Well, that's an 8. Partial success.
Yep. So they're not shadow. These are a type of unshaly. You're pretty sure that you're looking at
these
dark
again.
fey
Yeah, I
in
think
some form.
I think Arthur goes to pull Excalibur, seeing Dimitri in trouble. But like the sword doesn't, it's still like stuck in the scabbard, so he's like, oh fuck, and like he just like still is going to like,
Just bat form.
yeah, it's just like, all right, I guess I'm just using this as a cudgel today. Like he still knows how to fight. It's just, you know, if the sword doesn't want to play along, I'll figure it out.
It's just a little different. Oops. All right. Yeah, so now you've got your sword bat, your Excalibur bat, as it were. Ingrid, do you have any magic or whatnot to fight with?
You can
Or...
move really fast.
All right, and Lilith?
No physical weapons, but my plan was, if they're moving around a lot, they're casting shadows at some point, it's to take my shadows and just be like, sit down, and just pull them to the ground.
Pull them
to the ground, yeah.
Okay. All right, Arthur, like lay on, as it were. Allays.
Yes. So Arthur is just gonna like rush in and like just start like trying to bat them away from Dimitri. He's gonna try and get close to his good boyfriend.
Give me your bronze.
Oh boy. A bronze, you say? To shreds, you say? That's a 9.
Okay. Yeah, you're batting them away, and as you're doing it, they're you swing through and you get a bunch off him, but now you've got like 4 or 5 of them stuck on your cudgel bat, and then like as you upswing, like one will leap down in your face. As they get to your head, your corona ring seems to like burn them, like almost like a laser cutter. You know, it's just like, yeah, it literally like, you know, it's like precision clean, and so that like as they hit it, they, you know, kind of come apart or whatnot, and then the others are like, you know, holding up on the sword and like not wanting to come near that. But you are kind of clearing a path for Dimitri. Dimitri, brawn it up, please.
Working, snarling. Snarling and borking. That's a 9.
All right. Yep. So, you know, scrapping lad, you know, punch, velvet shadow flies off and then hits the ground and then comes skittering through the leaves back.
Right into his jaws, where he just like.
Yeah, and when you bite them, they almost become like smoke. As you chomp through one, it just kind of just poof and is gone. Give me a moxie or a charm, Lilith to begin to grapple
Well,
the
that's
ones.
a D8. Oops. What's it called? 6, 8, 9, 13.
13. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you start sticking them to the ground, and then they, once they're stuck to the ground, they try to skitter one way, try to skitter another way. They're
Sit
trying to.
down. God.
Yeah. They're
Pesky little pests.
yeah, and that's it. They're like, bobbing and snapping and trying to get away. Ingrid, what are you doing?
Ingrid's sitting on top of Lilith's shoulder and kind of says, "So, who's the lord, lady, person of these woods? Should we be concerned we're offending them?" As she's
Probably
kind of throwing pebbles
Yeah.
at the squirrels.
It's probably S01. He's a bit of a dick.
All day.
Yes.
Okay. There's another rock.
Go ahead and give me an agility.
9.
All right. Like the rock goes, and as it hits, it goes through, and there's a hole. We can see fog behind it, and the thing it like snarls and then poof, turns into like this puff of swirling smoke. You guys, do battle with them. Eddie, takes and he turns around, and when he turns around, the cord is like attached to his belly button now, and he takes the cord and he pulls it like a bowstring, and he lets it go, and it goes twang, and it just like it cuts through like 5 or 6 of them, and they disappear into puffs of smoke. You guys kind of it takes a couple minutes, but you do them in most not horribly, but because there's no guts and gores and stuff, but you dispatch them without much more effort. And then after they all kind of disappear, Dimitri, you're kind of wounded. Let's just roll a d6 and see how much unshaly squirrel damage you took.
3.
3? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just some minor nicks and scrapes, basically. But there's a lot of them. Like I said, it's almost like little thorn bush cuts,
Dimitri, dear, are you all right?
He just like walks over next to Lilith and stands next to her like nothing's wrong.
She just gives him those good boy scritches.
All right. As you continue, then proceed. Edward starts to kind of lead the way, and the spoon itself is back to normal, and he says, "It seems to be getting easier to focus. We seem to be all right."
Well, that's good.
And then he takes a next step, and nice noise. Everybody give me a moxie roll.
Okay.
Some squire he turned out to be. Moxie. Oh, I said 10.
10, same here. I promise I am not like this is. I'm just using the good die from Gen Con.
Ah, yes.
I got a 6, but I'm gonna spend a luck to bump it up to 7.
Ingrid?
I got a 7.
All right. Yeah, you all basically you take that next step like he did, and it just everything kind of becomes white, and that's where we'll go to break.
Excellent. So
Ooh.
we are going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes. So don't go no place unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. Pick yourself up something nice, and we'll see you guys shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon. And we're back. Hello, everybody, and welcome. We have returned from our break, full of pomp and vigor. GB, take us away.
Yes, as they stepped into the white, as things, as people looked up and like, where did Edward go? The white consumes you all, and you're in a very opulent room. Paisley, everywhere. Four poster canopy bed. Edward lying there with a spoon across his chest.
The
And
bed's mine.
and
Edward's touching my bed.
No, Ingrid. No.
Claimed it. It's mine.
No, it's already claimed. You can't claim it.
Nope. Mine.
He was already on it before you claimed it, so technically he claimed it.
Ingrid,
This
what
is
did
going
you...
to be an
1300.
issue.
Is it
She's-
day or night?
Yeah.
it is night.
Night. Okay.
Lilith is gonna look out the window if it's nighttime.
And it is.
Yeah, we're like 600 years back in the past.
All right, so something like this has happened to me before. If this happens, don't talk to yourself if you find them. You could offset or maybe warn them about something, but like be really cryptic about it. You can't say outright what it is.
Wasn't
but, like,
born in the
from future.
1300s.
Oh,
dear.
good for you. That must have been nice.
Yes.
I was
We
only
might-
born 100 years ago, so I'm okay.
You were old
might-
babies.
We might want to. I
Can
don't
we
think
kill
this is
him
going
and
to
take his
fly
crown?
here.
I
Can
do
take
like
his
the
crown?
possible Bork.
Yeah, Dimitri's just like a dog sitting in the corner, like looking back and forth with like, like the dog eyebrows going up and down as he looks back.
Yeah. Eddie. Lilith pokes at Edward.
Yeah, he his eyes open and he looks around and he you see him look at the candles and he's like,
Oh no, I don't like the fashion in this era.
what? And he looks again at the candles. If you all weren't here, I'd assume that was a very, very odd dream.
Well, it wasn't, and now we're here.
Mm-hmm.
This is not the time we belong in, though. We
And
belong in about 600 years in the future.
1926.
Yes.
Maybe.
Give or take.
the year of our Lord, 1926?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
That sounds about right.
I don't know.
It's kind of foggy when I think about it. Can never
Don't say that.
Really narrow down the dates.
And he points at the candle and he's like, but almost no time has passed at all.
Oh, you're
Well,
very lucky
here-
then.
Yes. You see, should we tell him the truth now?
Can I take your crown?
He doesn't know.
He doesn't have the crown yet.
So, Edward, right?
Mhm.
You are not in heaven. You are in the feywild. And time there is a little tricksy. You see, it could have been a few days there, but in real time here would have been maybe years, centuries, thousands of years. But for a few days for you, apparently it was only a few minutes or maybe hours, and then we got shunted back with you, and we don't belong in this time. And I really hate like medieval fashion. It does not flatter me. It covers my hair. I don't like it.
I'm sorry, isn't the 1300s when the plague struck?
Having not done my homework, I cannot remember.
The Renaissance or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
what,
Yeah,
the,
mid
era this
1300s. Mid 1300s. There's
Yeah.
something you may want to be aware of. It's about to happen. It's not going to be very pretty.
Don't tell him that.
I-
We're not supposed to tell him
wait,
the future.
didn't you just say that if you meet? Well, but I'm not me meeting me. I'm
Oh,
No.
God,
meeting,
no, I'm not you.
Me meeting you
No,
all.
you're just yourself. Yes. We don't have that issue. He might. She points to Arthur, but we were not born in this era.
Okay.
Did
Dimitri's
Scotland
gonna
try to
stand up
invade
and start-
England?
Dimitri's gonna stand up and start sniffing around the room.
And your dog.
Ah, he has a
In-
name.
His name is Dimitri. That's rude.
He's
He's
a
not a
good boy.
dog.
Your
Best boy Dimitri. You have to address him as best boy Dimitri.
your best,
Sir.
best
Best
boy
boy.
Dimitri, sir,
Mhm.
was a werewolf a minute ago.
Oh, he still is. That doesn't
He
go
still
away.
is.
Yeah.
No. Like, while he's in human form, he's still a werewolf, and while he's in werewolf form, he's still a werewolf. That's not how it works.
And you're a fae, pointing at Ingrid.
Nope. But okay.
Oh, basically.
She's wonderful, is what she is.
Okay. And
You can't be Fae if you're created by humans. I was created by people.
how?
That's
Long
actually
story.
that's a very good question.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. And you're some kind of sorceress. Black eyes, smoke, and whatnot.
You know what? Let's go for that. I
Look,
think that's
yes.
a really good look for you, Lily.
Thank
Wasn't witch burning
you.
a big thing here?
I mean, if you're
I've-
found to be a poisoner, yes.
I'm not a
Mm.
poisoner, I can assure you that.
Different Thursday night kind of game.
But if someone were to think me one, you would like speak in my defense, right, Eddie?
So far, you've proven to be a
Helpful.
nice individual.
I'm very nice.
Smiles awkwardly.
She gives him like a charming smile.
Nice. And then you hear a knock on the chamber door. Master, are you okay in there?
Why there's so
Um,
many voices?
Yes, I am. Sir, I hear too many. Is someone in there with you?
Yes, dear, we're busy.
And he gets like a nervous look. Oh, sorry. I did not mean to. Good night, sir. And you hear his shoes clack down the hall.
Both Lilith and I are just
Arthur is just like good thinking. Like he doesn't open his mouth, but like he just gives you like a solitary thumbs up. Like good fucking job on that one. That was good thinking.
That was way better than what I was going to say.
Oh, it's tons better. Loads.
I like the
I'm
idea
really good at lying.
that I like the image of like the servants still being there and then hearing boof.
Yeah.
We're really busy here. All the different voices. We're really busy.
Exactly. All right. Beautiful. Where are we at? Okay. So, yes, he now is like blushing, and he says, sure, I should find you all accommodations, right?
Yes.
Anywhere, you just a bed of hay is fine for me.
No,
really.
no.
Your bed, I've claimed it.
No, Ingrid, we've talked about this.
Talked about this.
We'll find you a better bed.
If you could provide us with some period-appropriate clothing, I feel like I might scandalize people in trousers and everything. And he
Yeah,
needs tights. She'll point to Arthur.
I did find your apparel perplexing, but somewhat appealing.
I'm always appealing to you.
And then how does one live with a werewolf?
What do you mean?
It's like you live with anybody else.
I mean,
Carefully. You play a lot of cards.
Hey, he's not a bad guy. He's not gonna like go feral and eat everybody. No. That's a common misunderstanding.
Like we said, he's best boy, right, Dimitri?
Dimitri's gonna walk over to Arthur and like playfully hold his hand in his mouth.
Yeah, look at this.
It's
it's like whenever you see like, you do know what a lion is, right?
Yeah,
like when you
pond
see
heraldry,
like,
yes.
Yeah, like when you see somebody like stick their head in a lion's mouth is like part of a gag.
He's shocked. He's just like,
I don't think they do that yet.
Not
The
yet.
lions guard the city of London, if I remember correctly.
Maybe.
kind of, yes. But
Wait, is London established at this time zone? I don't know.
yes. Yes. It's a big trade city. And
Okay.
so let's get you settled. And he ding ding, he pulls a cord and you hear a bell ringing.
Or if London in existence, I want to go see it.
I put a picture in our Discord what our outfits are gonna be, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's awesome. And you hear again a knock and kind of a much, I don't know what the word is. It's much more of a subservient sound this time. And my lord, you cold? And he's like, I'll need arrangements for all of my guests. Yes, my lord. How many? And he says 3. And then he says 2?
No. Ingrid, are you staying in that form?
Oh, he pops off the shoulder and becomes a little twig lady. I'm like this now.
and Edward nearly like swats you off the bed, like, Jesus Christ, you know, kind of thing. And yeah, you'll probably actually, Jesus Christ. And
I Lord's name in vain.
yeah,
That doesn't work on me.
Not in vain, in prayer. And he makes the sign.
No, she's all right. Don't worry.
That's offensive, sir.
Offensive? She's
my familiar.
That doesn't make it any better. Werewolves and stick people.
Yes.
And he's talking to you like you can't hear because you don't have ears or something. And he's like in your face, like, were you a stick person?
To be honest, I'm a brambleberry, but go on.
I learned to just stop asking questions, Eddie. A lot of things make a lot more sense when you just let it roll.
And he like that's That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Oh my goodness. Somewhere we have to share that, like in art or something, so that people can see it. All right. Knights in the Courtyard with the additional. I can't look.
I'll just put it there.
Um,
This stuff is actually going to look real good on Lilith. I'm just saying.
mm-mm. So yeah, and then he says, "But I'm sure I'm." Please.
Don't worry, they won't see her that way. It's fine.
And now he sits back perplexed.
It's, you know how I'm a sorceress.
Yes.
Illusion magic. She has illusion magic on her, so others will see her as a regular person.
She's this big.
She'll just appear as a child.
A very small and very angry child.
Ingrid, dear, why don't you actually go back into being your Wolpertinger form, and we'll say you're my... I know you don't like this, and I'm really sorry for calling you that, but we'll just say you're my pet.
Her eyes squint at you.
I'm really
Not a
sorry, dear. I know you're not.
I'm an intelligent being. Thank you.
You're your own person. You're amazing. You are very intelligent. I admire you.
All
But
right.
others won't think that. They will be scared. And I think you can fool them in your other form. Don't you like fooling people?
I like stealing berries from them, but okay. Pops back into her other form.
Well, if they think you're just an animal, it'll be easier to steal berries. Just saying.
I look like a duck to them.
Okay.
And then your werewolf friend who can control when they change?
Yes.
So how about you, good boy Dimitri, sir, stay in dog form in my home, as not to rile the peasantry and constables and servants and groomsmen, guards, God knows,
Everyone.
on and on.
You boil
And-
your food in this century, don't you?
Huh?
If they eat boiled food, points at Arthur.
Well, of course. How else would you eat it? I mean, you
Don't
could
worry about
roast
it. It's
things,
fine.
but
Yes.
and you, my Arthur, how am I to introduce you?
You're muted.
All right, how about this? It'd be a pretty big deal if I showed up right now, right? Like, I don't want that. Trust me, you don't want that. Everyone will think that you're absolutely batty because look who just stumbled into your town by wandering through the feywild. Oh, King Arthur. No, that sounds like something a crazy person would say. What you are going to tell everyone is that I am Sir Kyle, and I am traveling as the bodyguard of the sorceress Lily, or what have you.
Lady Lily.
Lady of the
Yes.
Lilies.
Lady
Right.
of the Lilies.
Lady of the Lilies. That I am her bodyguard.
You're my knight. Dimitri is part of your
Faithful
my...
hound?
Yes.
Dimitri is either my faithful hound or if he's in big form, maybe we put like a sack over his head and then he's like the executioner that follows us around.
Remember, they won't see him with that kind of head.
No, I always forget that because I see him with that kind of head
Yes.
all the time. But
I know.
yeah, we just say like, oh, he's like our traveling mute. Like he's really good in the wild. Like he talks to animals, but he doesn't talk to people. And people will be like, oh, that's so mysterious and unique. Yes, I believe that story.
Like a hermit.
Yeah, exactly like a
Yes.
hermit.
Dimitri, would you be okay being in your more human form?
He doesn't control that.
He can't control that.
No, that's
He's
like
a
I
dog
said.
at night, and he's a person during the day.
He could only flip because he was in the feywild,
Oh,
and there
that's
was
true.
no.
And Edward, I cannot be out in the daylight.
And at this point, he kind of nods.
Well, if I had a
Nod shakes.
parasol, maybe I could. Because I remember, I think we said in the beginning of this game 2 or whatever many years ago, she could be out with a parasol because
Right.
she was old enough, because she could kind of control her own shadows to kind of
Right.
cover her skin.
Yep. Yeah, it was Edward who was shake yes knowing, because you were confusing the hell out of him. But yeah.
Sorry, I'm sensitive. My skin is sensitive to sunlight, so I will need a parasol when I'm out during the day. I blister quite easily in the heat.
Let's get you settled, and upon the morrow we'll look further into these peculiarities.
Do you have anything in black? Or maybe like a dark red?
We'll
She's
see.
walking and talking.
Yeah, we'll see. He turns you over to servants for the evening, and basically you get 2 rooms. You get Sir Kyle with his faithful hound, and Lady Lily and her pet.
My pet duck.
Pet duck.
It's a platypus. Haven't you ever seen one before? No, they sound fake and made up.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
What's that
God wouldn't
ridiculous
allow that to
bird?
live.
That ridiculous bird I sent you, Indoor.
Toucan.
It's that one.
Oh yeah, the rotund bird.
Yeah.
What rotund
Not
bird?
the
I wanna
rotund
see.
bird, the one with all the flare and pheasantry.
Oh yes.
Fake looking one.
The Lady Amherst's pheasant.
Yeah.
Post a picture. Post a
I will.
picture.
It'll go into questions for the courts.
Yay.
So, do any of you do anything that evening, or do you fast until the break of morn?
Yeah, Arthur's just kind of like, you know what? This is actually kind of nice. Nobody even knows that. Everyone thinks I'm dead at this time. If I met me, I couldn't kill him. That'd be wrong. Maybe just like tie him up and leave him there for a while. And then I could parade as me. Oh, that'd be swell. What was I even doing during this time?
Dimitri,
When-
you're hearing all this self-talk, which you've probably heard before. Not this conversation specifically. So Dimitri, go ahead.
I'm sure that Arthur has. Oh, you've actually changed your name to Sir Kyle.
Yeah.
He has. I imagine he's changed into his nightgown by now. Dimitri's just gonna find a piece of exposed flesh and just put his cold nose on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
why are you like this?
Go on. Sorry, that was important.
I love, you know me, I love the quirky details, or even, interpositional dialogue or internal dialogue. So my big question for that situation is, do you curl up on the bed? Or do you sleep next to the hearth?
Oh my God, there is only one bed.
There is
Oh,
only one
no.
bed.
My God, they were roommates.
But
Yeah,
hey,
of course
yeah.
he curls up on the bed. He starts off respectably at the foot of the bed, but over the course of the night, he will eventually take up the entirety of it.
Yeah. Arthur's used to this.
The best part is, upon the morrow, the servants are going to be like, there was a dog in here. What the f-?
Now there's a man, 2 men in one bed.
Scandalous.
Yeah. So, anything else, Lilith, Ingrid?
They're just
Any
girl
shenanigans?
talking, pillow
Okay.
talk.
Okay. Upon the morrow, the bell for vespers, and then breaking of the fast. You're all at breakfast table. It comes about. There's introductions. There isn't anyone here, luckily, at the estate that is is Edward's equal or better, so they kind of can get away with whatever. His I was gonna say sire, but yes, his parents are off at this time, in London, and so you basically, what is the plan?
All right. So we have several options as to what we could do. We could try and find Merlin again and be like, hey, you fucked up sending us through wherever the last time. Do it right, you dingus. And then, like, you know, berate him like I usually do until he does
Well,
what I
he
want
would
him
be
to.
your Merlin.
Maybe. It really depends.
Well, I found my Merlin as a child, so I don't think he would be here.
You never know. All I'm saying is we need to find, like, Merlin-style figure. Or, I mean, we kind of just travel the countryside, enjoy it a little bit. It's hard to enjoy the food, though. Everything's boiled.
Don't worry, I don't have an
Soft.
issue with that.
No, you don't.
But I mean, would you indulge me in going to Wells? If we are to travel the countryside,
That
I know he
was...
could.
Look, that was the original plan, right? Was to go to Wales.
Yes, I know.
So, let's just... I mean, I don't know about you. I can wait
We
an
could-
awful long time. If we just got to Wales and then, like, kicked back for a couple hundo...
I mean, I'm just saying, if we go to Wales, Beltane could be there in a different form, and we could ask him for help in getting back to our time.
No, your friend sounds awfully unreliable.
He's very reliable.
I like pouty Lilith. Sorry.
Look, all I'm saying is, yes, we could go to Wales. Hopefully your friend is there. Worst case scenario, I mean, we got 600 years to kill. Ingrid, do you
Well-
live that long?
Does Dimitri live that long?
Don't
To
tell
be honest,
Dimitri.
I don't know how long my people live.
Look, Dimitri, we're going for walkies, yay.
I mean, if you find the Holy Grail again, he could.
Dimitri is wearing like tights and
Yeah.
like, you know, like the wear of the day, and he's just sitting at the breakfast table like drinking tea and just kind of like gives you you know, still dog head, but it gives you like a look like
Squinty
fuck you
eyes.
guys.
I'd like to think that everybody sees someone like drinking tea, but all we see is just like
Yep. Lapping tea. I was so going there, Satan. That's awesome.
Just gets like a bagel and like dips it in with his tea.
I mean, I don't know.
It's a start, at least it's a direction.
Yeah, and
Otherwise,
you
we're
know,
just
if
going to be
he's not
hanging out
the-
with Eddie for a while. He's not a
Yeah.
very good squire, let me tell you. He didn't even offer to carry my sword.
I don't think he knows how to be a squire. Usually, people carry things for him. You know?
If you have had a squire before, you know what a squire is supposed to do.
I mean, yes, technically, Beltane is kind of like my squire.
Oh, well, why didn't you just say that to begin with? I understand how important a squire is.
Okay, yes, Beltane is my squire.
A good squire is hard to find, so let's go
He
find
is
yours.
the very best. He knew all my wants and needs before I even said them.
Absolutely perfect. Always like draws the bath to the temperature that you
Oh,
that you
yes.
want. Ah,
Yes.
without even having to ask, that is a good squire.
Yes, he knows what I need. He lays out my roses before I even get out.
Well, what are
It's
we still
perfect.
doing here then? I mean, like, I'm ready to go. We just grab whatever's on the table as far as food and say, thanks, Eddie. Have a good one. Watch out for the
Okay.
rats.
Well, actually, do they have carriages in this area? I would say yeah.
I mean, we probably
don't
find a
know.
horse.
Yeah. Well,
It's
I
been
suppose.
ages since I rode a horse. Not very great creatures in Russia.
All right. Well, Eddie, we don't want to be an issue for you anymore, and we do have some business in Wales. would you be able to provide us with some transportation? Do you have a carriage or horses or both? Both would be great.
Is Wales a kingdom or a fiefdom?
Oh,
I
funny you
don't
should bring that
know.
up.
Yeah.
Technically, I just need to get to the forest there. So,
Of course, Edward would know, and probably by the next time we play, I will have done my homework and will know. So I guess he'll say, I forget what it's called, but yes, you will go on. It's like it's like a royal tour kind of thing where they go about the kingdom and prove their largesse to everyone. So yeah, he says, why of course we'll head off
Wales is
as
part of
soon as
England right
possible.
now.
So
So
that sounds right.
yeah, we'll head off. We'll head off as soon as I can have people make ready. Mother and father are in London, so we won't have to worry about that. They plan to be there all summer, and we can probably get to Wales within the month.
Oh, goody.
Yeah, that sounds perfectly reasonable. Honestly, like, expedient trip, that is. Only a month.
Exactly.
Goodness.
Have to find food.
So, Eddie, do you want to be like king, ruler, experience on that side of things?
But I mean, if things work out, it's one day I could be, he defers to Sir Kyle, a king,
A bodyguard?
a,
A knight?
Average knight named Kyle.
a personage of yes, royalty. I could be. So
Average
I
knight.
want to experience everything I possibly can now that I have. And he leans in conspiratorially. Now that I've met and traveled in the feywild, I know such things exist.
Oh boy, are you gonna be fun?
And I'm laughing. Edward's not. So yeah, you make plans to travel. He sets things in motion. Of course, there are people who are in the staff, seneschals, seneschals and such that are like, what? But he, of course, sets them aside or belays their
Oh boy, are there gonna be rumors about you,
So-
Eddie?
I'm at this point, I'm sure.
History will remember you fondly.
All right. So with that, I am kind of at a loss because of where we want to go and what we want to do with the storyline. And I don't want to push things too far because we've got one more episode that we need to fill. So, anyone have an idea of what we could undertake
Well,
for this evening?
my idea was because we have about 40 minutes left,
Mhm.
and we can fill that with so much banter. Find Beltane. That's the end of this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Getting caught up, and then the next one is just us going around Wales, being like, "What the fuck are we doing in 1300s Wales?" and trying to find our way back. And we can. I feel like us as a group can definitely fill 3 hours of that.
Yes, that's fine. And like I said, I will also have a different outlook on the period, as it were.
Hmm.
So much
Okay.
shit is happening.
So for today's thing, then let's go with we'll go along the route of maybe having to let's try to figure out or dissuade the Fae. Let's move along that route. The Fae who made Eddie the deal. Let's say you're all the preparations are happening, and Eddie has stomped off and made arguments and got the people to do what he's told them to do, beyond the thoughts of like I said, seneschals and stewards and whatnot. And as you're preparing to leave, let's say as you leave, the carriages are rolling off, and a shimmering golden light comes towards the carriage, and Edward is like, the ancient Fae is there.
Oh, great.
And obviously you all have the sight. You can see this Fae creature flitting about.
What do you want?
Yeah, it seems to be following in the woods amongst the carriage, and you say, "What do you want?" And one of the guards riding along is like, nothing, my lady, nothing.
No, not you, dear. You foresight,
The lady's having a vision. If you could possibly draw the card, so that way she may continue the vision in peace.
Yes,
Good
please.
sir.
I need a moment of silence.
And goes stiff upper lip type thing. So you say, and it stops, and then the cart whoop, she just disappears because the cart keeps going, and then all of a sudden, woo, this little glitterly sparkle catches back up, and it looks in and it's like, you can see me.
Yes.
Aye.
Hi.
Dimitri's going to sniff her. He's going to use his nose for trouble
All
ability
right.
to try and determine whether or not she's trouble.
Dun dun dun. Roll it up.
It's another 6. I'm gonna spend a luck point to bump it up to a 7.
Step across the line. Definitely a trickster.
He's gonna lean forward and sniff at her,
Mhm.
and then he'll just sneeze on her face.
And she flies, off the trail. Basically gets caught on a like a spider web, and then shakes and he springs free from it.
He's gonna turn, look back at the group, and just kind of give a burf.
Nice, love it. Yeah, so she is zipping around the cart, and she just says basically to Edward, "We had a deal," as she's literally going around and under the cart as it's moving.
What's your deal?
He was supposed to gather for me.
Can you please
Wild.
do you want, listen, I invite you into this cart as for until I say so. You're invited into this cart until I deem it appropriate.
And whoop, like a hummingbird, just whoop into the middle of the cart. And even though the cart's moving, she's staying in the same spot.
Yeah. Just being pushed by the wall. What may we call you?
and she gets that like, is this a trick?
Not your name, just what we may call you.
Angel of the morning.
Well, listen, Angel. What exactly was the deal that you had for our friend here?
And she gives Edward the evil eye, and says, he was supposed to get me the black rose.
Black Rose. What do you need that for? Listen, I have connections both here, well, not here, in the Feywild. I could help get you this Black Rose if you help us.
What do you want?
Well, we've been looking to find somebody, and you seem like you're pretty quick on the beat, right? You're good at like, flying
We
around,
actually
doing
know
all
this
of that.
person.
We actually know who they are. You probably know who they are too. Their name is like D'Artagnan or something like that, right?
No. Well, you would know him as Lord Beltane of Spring, Herald of the Steely Court, Lord Justice of Oberon, Master of Flame, and Ancient Fire.
Yeah, that guy.
And as you're saying that, she like she hits the ceiling, and you basically, the titles are like, every title you add on, she raises up higher until she like bumps off the roof of the thing, you know Beltane?
I do.
Yeah, he owes her
Dear
like 25
friend.
quid or something.
He owes me 25 quid, and I need those right now. See, Lord Beltane, I made a deal, and he has to fess up on his end. Because I fessed up on my end.
A quid like sheep?
Sure.
Pretty close, yeah.
Ah,
It means something different for them.
okay.
Just like deliver that message. You know, maybe? I don't know. Is that what he owes you? Is that why you're after him?
He owes me something. Very, very important.
And she zips up into Germany's face, and it's like, am I duck? Am I not?
She pulls out a berry from her pocket and gives it to this fae.
Not gonna get me with that one.
It's freely given.
And she like it was fluttering backwards, and then you're like, it's freely given, and it's just like,
Yeah. It's like
Even
fucking
as-
piranha.
yeah, even as fast as you are, it was like sparkles, like sparks from a sparkler.
And
And
Red laughs and says, "Now I know where you'll be at all times, because that berry's mine."
she looks
down happy.
yeah, she looks weird.
Don't worry about that, dear.
Yeah, but she can't do, basically, she's a minor fae, so she can't really keep it in her head for very long. And then, so...
Dimitri makes grumpy dog noises. He doesn't trust her.
Okay, nice. And then she, like, at this point, it's like she's seeing Arthur really for the first time, and she like floats one side, floats the other side, like almost getting profile pics.
Yeah.
Do I know you?
No, never met before. I'm
My
new
Dimitri's gonna
here.
Dimitri's gonna snap at her like a fly.
Nice.
Like you can just hear his teeth clack together.
Is he trying to get her or not?
It's mostly to distract her.
Okay. Yeah, give me an agility. What the hell? Rolls are always fun.
Just like at her, but not on her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 8.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it's an effective snap. Enough to like blow her back a bit and distract her and
Dear angel of the morning, you're making a deal with me. I need your full attention if possible.
Black Rose.
Yes, once you get us to Lord Beltane, or get him to us, then we'll be able to travel back into the Feywild and get you that Black Rose. Or we'll be able to get you that Black Rose once you get us to Lord Beltane, or get Lord Beltane to us.
Deal. And she's gone.
All right, so what's this Black Rose thing about? Like,
I don't know, I just promised her a Black Rose.
Dimitri's giving her the sourest look.
Dear, don't worry, I promised her a Black Rose and I'll get her a Black Rose. I fixed my wording at the end. Don't worry. I know what
It would be a painting of a black rose.
Disbelieving harumph.
And Edward says, I made the deal to get the spoon to go to heaven. So
Did you word that exactly like that?
no.
Always be careful of your wording, because if you had, then she or they didn't fess up on their end because they didn't take you to heaven, they took you to the Feywild. Trust me, I'm great at contracts.
I defer to your knowledge, sorceress.
Thank you.
Yeah, so as evening comes, they put up these massive tents, and there's fires and watches sets and servants, and you had basically what would be called sop clothes, like borrowed clothes. But throughout the day, there are tailors and whatnot who are making you more fitted garb
Mine
for
crushed velvet.
for Lady of the Lilies and Sir Kyle.
Cousin to Lady of the Lake.
Oh, nice. Upgrade your status at this point.
Yeah.
For Dimitri, there doesn't seem to be much in the way. They just basically give you peasant garb.
Arthur wants to trade you so badly.
So yeah,
Kyle like a tabard.
they
They sewed a lily on it.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's a good detail. What is your heraldry? Asks the seamstress.
My heraldry is a lily of the valley.
And they use like dressmaker's chalk and a small piece of like velvet or whatever, and they the reverse side of a small piece of velvet, and draw out a lily of the valley. And it's like, is this appropriate enough?
Oh, that's beautiful. I think that would do just well.
Silver stitching or white?
White. Thank you.
and the seamstress and groomsmen are attending to you, Sir Kyle, and is do you have your own heraldry?
Oh,
Or do you wear the ladies?
sadly, I am not a knight. I am what you would consider a sellsword. If I'm just looking for basic, like gray and black.
Unicorn.
No.
You could give him my heraldry, dear.
And the duck
silly.
shouts unicorn, and everyone in the room stops.
Oh, it's
And-
a sorcerer's trick.
in,
It's
I
very
apologize.
funny.
Yes. You could just give him my heraldry, dear.
indeed, the sorcerer's trick. Very nice, very nice. And she like gets the fuck out of the tent. Like the duck just fucking talked.
Don't worry about it.
It just sounded that way. It didn't really say it.
I said it in a different voice, and it sounded like it was coming from. It's like puppetry. Just throwing
Yeah.
my voice.
She's already gone. Yeah, she bailed. She's
Okay. Well,
making dresses.
You know,
Uh,
I had a thought.
Yeah.
You know how England has a lion
Yeah.
on their flag, and Scotland has a unicorn or a red lion, depending on which. And well, you know those things are real.
Yes.
So, Wales has a red lion on their, red dragon on theirs.
Yeah,
Just, you
it's-
know.
Kind of been why I've been wanting to avoid going to Wales again. I kind of did some not great things there.
What did
yes.
you do?
Well,
Dragons were big and scary, and people liked stories about knights hunting them down. So
well, if our
You're
little
the bad
fey
guy.
friend, is smart, they would bring Beltane to us.
oh,
She took a berry from me without asking.
I
Well,
saw
I
you.
gave it to her.
You gave it. Ah,
You said it was freely given.
Yeah, but I can track her with it.
She is a long freaking way away already.
I think she's getting harassed by a seagull. Bye.
I wonder. I might be able to get Beltane here.
wait. Well, I mean, that's why we sent the fairy, sprite, what have you. That's why we sent them, was so that way they could like find and acquire Beltane. If you could
Yes.
just like bring him here, why are we even going on this trip?
I couldn't. Well, I just thought about it because I couldn't do that before because I don't know if he's still Fae back where we are, so it wouldn't work. But in this timeline, he still is, and I know his true name.
Mm,
What if his true name changed?
It hasn't. It's his true name.
I don't know how that kind of thing works.
I know how it works. It's fine.
All right,
You gonna piss
sorceress.
off a fae?
I'm not gonna piss him off. If anything,
Hmm.
he'll be wondering why I have it, and I'll tell him.
I'm sure that will work out.
Either
wonderfully.
way, I still need it.
All right. Well, how about this? How about we consider that as like the queen on the chessboard, right? Like the strong piece. We don't want to lead with our strongest piece because if we do and something happens to it, then we are left with nothing. So what I would recommend is that we wait for the Fae to bring the bigger Fae. Because one, I'm sure your presence being like, oh, she knows you. He'll be like, oh, the fuck she does? What do you mean? And then eventually like come here to inspect somebody that said that they owed him 25 quid. So,
Yeah.
so with that in mind,
Mm-hmm.
he comes up and then if things don't end up going your way, be like, oh, by the way, I know your true name or whatever. And he'll be like, oh, the hell you do. I would never give you my true name. And that's when you drop it like that. You don't just like start the conversation with it, because then you'll say it, he shows up and he's like, well, the easiest way for this person not to know my true name, and then he aces you, and then I'm stuck here for another 600 years avoiding myself, which doesn't sound bad. I've always wanted to travel overseas.
All right, I see where you're going. I was just putting out there as an option. But, okay, I'll wait to see if a little angel of morning or whatever can bring him here. He is quite the curious bastard.
I think that is just false pretenses, calling himself Angel of Morning. Is it morning with an, like, O-R? O-U-R?
I don't know. They're smaller fae. They like to act like they're big. It's fine.
The fact that, and like, Sir Kyle kind of whispers it, and the fact that Eddie would just assume that was like an actual angel. He's never seen an angel before. They don't look like those. They have like a million eyes and way too many wings, and there's like things circling around them at all times.
And isn't like if you look at them, like your eyes burn out or something like that?
Sometimes, every once in a while.
Okay.
Saw it happen once. It's not pretty.
Okay. Well, hopefully he'll be curious enough to meet us here.
I think that he will be. In the meantime, let's just keep going the way that we were, because worst case scenario, when like say a bird or a cat eats that fae, then like we'll have to do a little bit of legwork anyways, and Dimitri's got a good nose, so if you have anything that's like related or was Beltanians or whatever his name was, then like give it an old sniff and then we can track him down. Lickety split.
He still smells the same way in this time that he
I
did
don't
in the
know.
future.
That's how look, that's a Dimitri nose question. The only thing I know that nose does is presses cold up against my tummy when I'm changing my shirt, and it's terrible.
Good boy, Dimitri.
That's a good boy.
Okay, well, we'll just wait then.
Nope. Nice and clear. Okay. So, Lilith,
Yes.
what is Lilith's reaction to like crosses, prayers, that kind of thing?
I think it's prayers is fine. 'Cause, I mean, she can be inside like a holy place now because it's kind of weird because she has her soul now.
Right. That's why I wanted to find out.
I feel like there might be like a slight reaction, but it's not as bad as it was because she is this strange thing that is undead but has a soul now.
So when
She's just uncomfortable around them.
So when Vespers occurs in the camp and Brother Maynard wants to give the sacrament, what's everybody's reaction? I mean, obviously, oh no, Dimitri's person man right now because it's daytime and a duck. So you guys don't have to worry about it. Sir Kyle, are you gonna take the Holy Sacrament?
I probably should.
I don't know if I can.
Yeah, well, look. How about this? I don't want to say do it anyway, but but there's that, or I will vouch for you that the lady communicates to the heavens in her own way.
Okay, then I will be in my own prayer in my tent.
Yes, you are praying in I will ask them if they have ever heard of the Russian Orthodoxy before. And if they say no, well, that just goes to show that they need to speak to the Prussians a little bit more often. So that way they'll understand.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not that you are trying to be offensive or disruptive. It is you are trying to do the same thing that they are doing, but just in your own way.
Exactly. Yes, thank you very much. Because I'm not really sure if it would actually hurt me, to be honest.
Well, I will keep that in mind for a later time.
How are they
Okay.
giving the sacrament? Is it like the priest goes around and like sticks bread in people's mouths?
Yep, and then a chalice with the wine and whatnot.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, that's what I
The
was
guy's
hoping for.
the guy's hand comes away wet.
Slurp,
Slurp.
slurp, slurp.
And then dainty little blip, 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 blip.
Okay. Yeah. First, let's Sir Kyle give me a charm roll to pass off this whole.
Oh yeah, she
You know.
is just she's orthodox. It's different. It's very much the same, but like we are from Russia. We're from Prussia. We're not from round here. Oh, what is it to re-roll again?
All
3.
your luck points.
3.
Your luck points.
I have 2 luck points, so I don't believe I can even re-roll, which is quite.
You can add 2 more to your roll.
That will not help.
Mm, mhm.
I
Yes,
got
guys.
a 3. So that is what the old kids would describe as a failure, but I did get some experience out of it.
Yeah.
Brother Maynard is insistent. This is not Russia. This is England.
No, I understand. I know very well and good that it is England. How about this? I can deliver it to her. It is very important that she is not disturbed at this time.
And that's what you get. Just this old priest
how
who's
about-
like,
How
ain't
about this?
happening.
How about we could go
Dimitri's
together.
gonna elbow Sir Kyle, like give him a very pointed look, and then give him like the puppy dog eyes, and then like give him a pointed look again.
I don't know what that means.
I'm pretty sure like Arthur would be able to infer it from Dimitri. He's been communicating with him for a long time. Basically the plan is like fake eating it and then just give it to Dimitri.
If she hears people coming, Lily's gonna be like on her knees, just like praying.
Ingrid has stuck her beak into the wine at this point.
All right. Pesky foul. And Brother Maynard gives you tries to give you a swift boot, which you just duck out of the way of, and
Duck.
he does. He sees you no more. Lilith, let's fortitude this up.
Oh Lord, they're out there in heaven. Okay. Shit. Partial success. It's a 7.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you managed to, you smoke and cinder a bit, and
It's all in the mouth, so she doesn't open her mouth. It's like,
exactly. And you're like, like cigarette smoke when you're caught, a little comes out, but they don't seem to.
She keeps her head down.
They don't seem to notice. And the whole thing's a little odd. And then they turn and they're like, and Sir Kyle?
Yes, I would love to.
Okay.
Oh Lord, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Ingrid's just cackling behind you.
So Kyle.
Yes, that is
Yeah.
me. I am Sir Kyle.
Sir Kyle, give me Moxie with
Fuck.
advantage.
Get the feeling that you guys have opposite problems.
With advantage, so I rolled twice. All right, that was. I'm gonna use a luck point to kick that puppy up to a 10.
See, this happened to be a roll you wanted to fail. See,
I wanted to fail.
that Sir Kyle wanted to
Yes.
fail. As he gives you the nip of bread and he sips the wine, his hands begin to tremble, and his eyes go wide, and he.
Don't
And he gets
tell
goosebumps.
anyone. I
Yeah.
am on a mission from
I got
God, and if you were to tell anyone of my presence, it could ruin everything that I have worked so hard for. Are you going to do that? Are you going to fail God in this moment?
Are you going to disappoint God?
Give me a charm roll.
Does he get like advantage of sorts because this dude's literally trembling before the holy might?
I need to use my last luck point to kick that up to a 7 for a partial success.
All right. You have the feeling there is no fucking way he's going to be able to keep this quiet, but he solemnly swears he will, and he pierced the veil seriously.
Oh, yeah.
He is a true religious individual,
As am I.
and hence he basically saw an angel of God before him, the corona and whatnot, anointed by the hand of God himself. He obviously doesn't go Arthur, King of the Britons, and nothing like that. But he knows that you are touched by the hand of God.
Just wait until after we're done. You'll know when that happens. And then you can tell everybody. I don't fucking care. But right now, mum's the word, right? Or else I will see to it that from the big man upstairs himself that something bad happens to you. I don't know
You don't
what.
get into heaven.
I wouldn't do that. That's rude.
While
Well, this is
Arthur is
not
saying
there.
this, evidently this guy has pierced the veil. So like I imagine his eyes drift off of Arthur, and like Dimitri is standing behind him, like with his fucking dog head, just panting. And then he goes,
and like I said, he was trembling before, and there's almost no wine left in the cup. His hands were shaking so much, and he genuflects his way out of the massive tent.
Lilith is just like
Just into the cup, into a cup, into a cup.
Dimitri just puts out his hand.
and he just Oh, is that what spicy food feels like? Oh god.
He can't help like giving it a sniff a little bit, and then like
No. Ingrid says no.
he just like drops it on the ground.
So yes, you now have wholly intimidated brother. Sorry, brother. Oh, okay. Evening comes. Any shenanigans beforehand?
Yeah, I think that Arthur just turns to the rest of the group. That's why I always hate it whenever people find out who I am. Now it's going to be weird for the rest of the trip.
We'll just hide in the tent, it's fine.
I'm your
what did-
bodyguard.
And what did you start to say, Satan?
I said just hide in the tent with me. You're guarding me anyway.
I'm your bodyguard. It's
Exactly.
fine. Look, now no one will. God, maybe he will ask me to do that again. I mean, it's not bad. It's free wine.
I mean, right.
Ingrid disappears and comes back. I stole all of his wine.
There you go.
Perfect. evening comes. You know, you all have your own tent. Edward excuses himself for the evening. Ooh, what does Dimitri do? Night falls.
Like when he turns into a
Yeah.
dogo. Well, for the most part, he'll make sure that he's not in view whenever he transforms,
Okay.
and he'll just come back out. He's a dog now.
Okay. I'm gonna say, give me a charm roll. That's all I can think of for this one.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's a 5.
We're getting so much XP this game.
Yes. Yeah. So one of the teamsters, wagoneers, whatever, is like, he basically is like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is that? Wolf! And, you know, people go for swords and spears.
Whoa!
And that's the Edward. Edward is, you know,
Whoa.
hold.
Have you ever seen a hunting dog before? You all really need to get out more. He's minding his own business, sniffing around. He likes treats and scritches, not swords and arrows, you fucking wild men.
And Edward goes to step forward, and one of the men-at-arms steps in front of him, and he's like, "Stay back, my lord."
Lilith will go out and say, "Everyone, please calm down. It's just a hound." And she'll try to charm the crowd.
All right, go for it.
Well, I have a +3. Math number. 5, 6, 7, what's 5 plus 3? 8 plus 3. 11.
All right. Yeah. And they're like, basically, you get across that the hound had been with you all along in one of the coaches or one of the wagons, because that's basically what.
Yeah.
You know, one of the teamsters or somebody is like, we would have known.
I say, we like to leave him on foot to guard the perimeter of the camp and the wagon when we go out traveling. He's a very good hunting dog, you see.
And
here to keep us safe.
And it sort of smooths over, and Edward is like, you know, stand down. And steps forward and kind of helps you out. You get things rolling, and he is, you know, commanding enough to get everyone else to belay and not pierce poor Dimitri.
She kind of goes like to Dimitri's and says, "See," and just gives him good boy scritches. Lol, your tongue out, Dimitri. She says in his ear.
He shoots you a look, but then, like, you know, gives his best dumb good boy tongue lol.
Dopey dog.
I'm so sorry about this. I don't mean to patronize you.
Germany.
He'll go in for the face licks.
Oh, she'll take it.
Okay. Germany, would you give me a... First, give me a moxie roll.
Uh-huh. 6.
A 6?
Yep.
All right. Now give me a fortitude roll.
Okay. Okay, that's slightly better. 9.
All right. You're tipsy as hell. You the duck waddles out, kind of like sideways, like, what? Yeah, you stole the wine and you drank the wine.
Sounds
And
about right. Yep.
now there's a tipsy duck wandering around the camp. Lady of the Lilies, you see said tipsy duck, like, swaying one way and the other.
She just goes, Beltane, I miss you so much. And goes to just carry the duck and carry the duck in her arms.
Very happy quack sounds.
She's gonna put the Germany on top of like Dimitri.
All right. So you get through the evening. You avoided the burning, sacrament and the weird appearance and disappearance. Luckily, no one seemed to notice that your manservant disappeared, and
He's sleeping. He likes to get in on an early night.
exactly. And besides, peasants, who cares? They're here to be eaten by wolves. I want one more little bit here in our last few minutes. So the evening comes. My cat is being a real hemorrhoid.
Got the zoomies.
Yeah, she's got the. Anyway, Arthur, King of the Britons, give me a Moxie.
Moxie. That's actually a lot better than I thought that it was going to be. You are looking at a 12.
Okay. You find yourself wandering in the woods. You were asleep, as far as you knew.
This is pretty normal.
Yeah, and you find yourself wandering in the woods, and you come upon barely rippling lake with the moon and the moonlight glimmering off just the slight ripple in the lake. What do you do?
All right, first, I just want to throw this out there. No, I don't regret doing it, and you already gave me the sword again. We're at an impasse, you and I. I said no, I'm not sorry. I'm saying that right now, explicitly so. I am not sorry that I threw the sword back in.
You hear I guess it would be an angelic voice. And it says to you, how would they say it? Arthur, I gave it to you, and I know what happens in the future. You abandoned Britain.
Yeah. No, look, I'm letting you know right now. The me you are talking to, some fey bullshit went on. I don't know if it was your court or the other one. I've already lived for like 600 years past this point right now. That's what I'm saying. Like, look. And he like holds Excalibur up. Like, you have it and I have it. There's no way for us to both have it. Unless fey trickery.
You already have the sword at this point. Because does Arthur throw Excalibur back?
Yeah, Arthur. Well, my Arthur does. He was like, fuck this. Like, I'm done with it. And that's why Rasputin had to show up being like, look what sword I found.
Okay. So did you do that before you left England?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then you're like, blah, no, I'm not
A different Arthur.
Arthur. Okay.
Like, look at me, lake lady. Like, I've got much deeper bags under my eyes. I've seen the world, and the world's shit. Now I'm just stuck here, talking to you.
I guess she says something along the lines of, maybe we chose unwisely. Would you like to be rid of the burden? And a hand clad in shimmering samite rises from the water.
As much as I would love to, some of the other people that I have met who have been able to pull this sword are not exactly the nicest people. So as much as I hate to be the one to hold this, I also don't think that I'd trust anybody else with it.
The hand rescinds back into the water without causing a ripple. Then I wish upon you nothing but goodness.
Oh.
And you cut her off, and then
Just like
just
moans a
nothing.
little bit. Just like,
It's just nothing, and then you like, and you kind of snort awake a little bit, and Dimitri's there with a duck sleeping on his back, and you just go back to sleep. And that's where we'll call it.
alrighty. Yay! GB, thank you so much for running this absolutely fantastic game, but I always have a blast whenever we get to play Monster Noir. Hey, guess what? For those of you who tuned in, eventually Monster Noir will be a once-a-week thing, but you'll have to tune in and stay tuned to find out more about that. But when that happens, we're going to get the entire same cast of people here because I absolutely love playing games with these folks. GB, where can I find you? What do you do?
Graybeard or Graybeard Tavern. Look me up at Twitter. All my social media is Graybeard Tavern. Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok. I have now become a TikToker. So as soon as it warms up enough outside, I've got I'm gonna do a thing or try a thing. So we'll see how that works out. Anyway, love you guys. You can catch me here tomorrow night, Thursdays, to play Masks at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. You can see me Sunday morning, where we play with all our fun toys and whatnot. And we'll play Grifflands right now. We're on the last character, so that should be cool. I don't know what we're playing next, so come on in. It might be a good time to have some influence. You can catch me on Tuesdays over on Lantern Noir at 5 p.m., where the two of us get together. We have 85 years of gaming experience between the two of us, and we talk about something new every week. Join the conversation live there, or catch us on anywhere you get your podcasts. Spotify, Anchor, all those good things. The happy hour at the Old Timer Tavern. And you can hear what does old timers have to say about Dungeons and Dragons. And that's it for me, GB.
Excellent. And Satan, where can we find you?
Hi everyone. My name is Satan, or Alyssa Vamp on the internet. You can find me here. I feel like I've become like now a regular on the channel, and I'm very happy. You can find me here once a month on Wednesdays, but I'll soon change to every Thursday. But you can still find me here on Thursday playing Masks. Then on Sunday nights playing Rime of the Frost Maiden. And you can also find me Saturdays over at Valdrian's channel playing Dragon Age. Then after that, in Plot Hunters playing D&D. And then Sunday mornings, you can find me in the Hype Goblins channel, where I DM my friends through a homebrew adventure. And Mondays, if you want to catch the finale for Great American Witch, you can tune in and Weave the Tale. It'll be my last Monday there. We're coming to a culmination of witches and werewolves and the Illuminati, and it's great. And it's in the 70s, and it's in it's Route 66. And that's me. Oh, you can find me on Twitter, Alyssa Vamp. I post art and stuff. Yeah. I forgot. TodayKino.com.
And speaking of DanaeKeener.com, hi everybody, I'm Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on this channel. You can also find me at Danae Keener on Twitter. I keep my schedule pinned there so you can see all of the streaming things that I'm up to, all the games that I'm in. So yeah, DanaeKeener.com.
Hi, I'm Jen. You can find me in the future here Thursdays, being whoever we want to be here. And on Sundays over at the Hype Goblin channel, I will be playing Anthony Silverhorn once more after we finish our current arc into the Deadlands and recovering some cool, nifty artifacts. And with Satan as my DM, I'm excited to see where this goes. And you can find me on Twitter at LeftMakerDND. Just want to chat? Shoot me a tweet.
And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, hey Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. We use shows like this on Monday and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as well as on Sundays at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com to catch up, youtube.com/Indoor Adventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, including full playthroughs of a bunch of games that we mentioned earlier in this session. We can also be found anywhere audio casts are made available for free. But speaking of things that are also being made available for free, we are going to be going into our Patreon supported after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from the community but also from each other. So if you have any questions for myself or any of these other fine folk that you want to get answered, feel free to join us on our Discord. The link can be found in the description of this video down below. And we will do our best to respond in kind. So with that, I would like to say once again, thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by to join us. Thank you to these wonderful players for putting up with our bullshit once again this week. And we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye!